Checking. Just on the.
This is how Russia battered open the door of Berlin in the last weeks of April, the city's last days as the capital of Hitler's Reich. In the Unter den Linden, orders go up for German civilians. Dazed and beaten, they stand at underground entrances which housed many thousands during the bombardment. Landmarks of the beaten town, the Reichstag, the Brandenburg Gate. Shell-scarred and broken, they were once Germany's pride. Every guidebook boosted them. Now the guidebooks can be found littered among the rubble. The pompous buildings have paid the price of Hitler's crazy dream of conquering the world for Germany. German government buildings are already covered with the scrawled signatures of men from the Volga and the cities and plains of Russia. Berlin's fall ends Russia's war, and Ivan Ivanovich has chalked it up.
Chalked it up, yo.
Hitler and the Nazi thugs once strutted through the rooms and corridors of the Chancellery. This was the treaty room where once jackboots clicked. Bucket and spade parties of German women get down to the job of clearing the mountains of debris. They're paid 4 halfpenny an hour. And at this rate, they're going to be busy for a long, long time. Directing traffic is pigtailed Theodora Bondarenko from Kiev. Outside Hitler's air raid shelter at the Chancellery is the spot where the bodies of Hitler and his alleged wife, Eva Braun, were said to have been burned. An SS man says he saw the bodies soaked in petrol and watched them burn.
What?
Is this the end of the Hitler legend, or is it just another
know.
story? Maybe his ghost will turn up someday and give a repeat performance of those balcony rantings, now the delight of Allied soldiers. The Union Jack goes up to signalize the taking over by the British troops of their sector of Berlin. The date is July the 6th, 1945, a date the history books will remember. First into Berlin came the famous Desert Rats. British cars and Bren carriers rumbled past the saluting base, where General Line, British commander in Berlin, took the salute. The official hour of the British occupation took place in front of the German Victory Monument overlooking the Tiergarten in the Charlottenburger Strasse. The Union Jack, carried throughout the 3,000-mile advance from El Alamein, flies in front of the memorial. Grenadier Guards, 11th Hussars, Devons and Canadians took part in the parade. Germany's gilded victory column was built after a previous war of aggression. A Dunkirk veteran unfurled the flag and in one more sense rounded off the war in Europe.
Careful letting these autoplay. All of a sudden I'll come back and there'll be a bunch of fucking pictures of bodies on the screen.
I have a question.
Hey,
Who do you
dude, hope
think
you're
are the
feeling
biggest
better.
vowel
Just kidding,
white
execute.
racist? The media.
What?
I have a question. Who do you think are the biggest vowel white racist? The media.
You think the media is racist?
What? Please, next question. Please don't ask me any retarded questions.
Okay, let me go to the next. We're not past it.
What am I? What, bro? What am I? Okay, this is some fucking edited bullshit. Then. Okay, that's edited bullshit. It's gotta be.
Unless you're
Happy that I
prepared
said
to-
I'll focus.
Let me explain what
on.
let me
Are you
explain.
happy that I said?
I know. I heard what you
Whoa,
did.
brother! Why are you
yay.
talking over
Yay.
me?
Let me.
Holy.
Yay. Chris,
Yay. I'm
Chris,
Piers. Let's respond. Let me
Chris?
respond, right?
you want me to go on if I say to specify the business people that have raped my people that just so happen to be Jewish?
I think by doing what you've just done, I find that I'm not even Jewish, and I find that offensive. Why do you keep having to do that? I don't think
I
you get it at
know.
all.
I
don't think
know.
you.
That's
I don't
why
think you
I did.
understand. the offense.
XCC's reaction.
am,
I feel that.
A person that's classified as black. You know, I classify myself as Jew. Let's go top 10 in each one of these categories, right? Let's read Michael B. Jordan's
Okay, but why would
contract.
any of that-
Let's
okay,
read
but
Aaron
why would any
Donald's
of
con-
that- why would any of that-
Bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing
I didn't
you're
finish
nothing
my
you're
brilliant
saying has
idea.
anything to do
Hey,
with
boy.
regret.
Hey, boy.
Don't call
hey,
me
boy.
boy.
Don't finish. I told you. Oh, don't treat me like a boy then.
I'm
I'm
not.
going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing you're saying has got anything to
You're
do
not,
with
okay?
the tweet.
Cool.
Does
Bro,
it?
I was in the middle of a sentence, boy. Okay, so are you going to allow me to finish my sentence?
Yes. You're a billionaire. You can do what the hell you want. I'm just saying to you that I don't think you quite understand when you talk about.
What?
Okay, can I finish?
I can't.
not,
Text me. I can't hear you, babe.
You're a multi-billionaire. Okay, well, congratulations.
I can't
But that
hear
doesn't
you.
change the
Text
fact that when
me.
you insult the Jewish people and say you're going DEFCON 3.
Yo, I want to prove, first of all, I am Jew also. The 12 lost tribes of Hebrew. Do the math. Do your research on it.
Okay.
And I had this thing. I had this, like, you know, of course I'm divorced, and this is like a funny thing I thought. Being that her name is no longer West, and my name is no longer Ye, if there was ever, being that her name is no longer West, and my name is now only Ye, if we were ever to be together again, what would our name be? Kim Ye. Like, say, watch. Elon Musk, every product, the reason why Elon Musk is like a Steve Jobs is
What?
if he makes a flamethrower, he would
What is that? Just incorrect.
use that flamethrower. If he makes a Cybertruck, he would use that Cybertruck. Me, if I make some 3D printed boots, you know, I'm going to have the 3D printed boots on.
Wow,
And
I love
wear 'em
those.
every day.
Can I get a pair of those?
Absolutely, sir. You know, I'm going to have the 3D printed boots on.
Wow,
And
I love
wear 'em
those.
every day.
Can I get a pair of
If
those?
Absolutely, sir.
they would really
Tucker
suit
like them
me.
also.
What
Here's the
the
obvious
fuck are
go-to.
those?
Biden doesn't listen to Elon Musk.
SpongeBob ass fucking
President
boots.
of the United States does not have meetings with Elon Musk.
Holy.
That is. Hey, here, come get me. That's retarded.
when you watch that video of George Floyd,
no, it's not a but. It's not. Well,
I haven't watched the whole thing.
I need you to watch.
I know.
Okay,
I know what you said about. I know Candace.
I'm gonna finish. La la.
It's all right. You don't have to do
that. La 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 means be quiet and let me finish. Hey, George Soros, you're a real competitor. I respect you. I'm worth more money than you, and I have more influence than you, and have Piers Morgan from a different country saying, "Well, I'm not going to do an English accent because that would be racist." I'm funny, by the way.
That's fine. I know you can do that. As I said to you, the show is uncensored, yay.
Chat, what is happening with him? What am I even looking at? This is a disaster. Wait, chat, guys, he's doing some high school humor type shit.
Here's your chance to clarify what you meant by DEFCON 3.
He's off the rockers, that ass.
Well, thank you for allowing me to say what I meant due to the fact that I was blocked by Jewish people after I said that. So I wasn't actually allowed to say what I was about to say.
Well, you were removed from social media.
Wait a second, you're not allowing me to talk, Chris. You're not allowing me to talk, Chris.
7 months. Where's the juice, Lord?
Oh, I thought it was the same person.
He's American. I'm British. On reflection, sometimes you look back and wish you hadn't said things. Is that accurate?
Nah, not really.
Oh, what is that?
Because the things I say are on behalf of God. Like, it's not always godly because I'm a man.
It's the phone,
but God is definitely using me.
Just to clarify one thing, though, you are actually divorced, are you? Because my understanding was that you weren't actually divorced yet.
I ask God the same question some mornings. Am I divorced, God? That deaf and question the means he had. That was put on camera.
I'm not saying you
to
can't
traumatize. I'm not finished. La 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 means let me finish.
Okay.
I'm not finished talking. So we can't. I cannot. See, because you distract my thoughts and then you try to make me look like a crazy person and you feel you have the right to cut me off, and I've proven.
Bro, nobody's to try to do anything to make him look crazy. Nobody's to try anything.
You guys don't want it with me. This is like Terminator 20. You've never seen this before. First of all, I can't. What is the beginning? Read the whole tweet.
Off the meds. I miss the old
I'm sure you have it in front of it. Somebody in your office has it. Get him a coffee.
I miss the old Kanye. He's not funny.
Yeah, man, he's off the rockers.
See in the yay tweet.
Would you like one day to get back with Kim, do you think? Do you feel like you've gone through a very tumultuous period?
Who asked this?
That actually the love underneath it all between two people remains? And would you like to get back together?
Those thirst traps still be fire.
XQCL 2 years.
What?
Because people call me retarded.
XQCL.
They treat me like I'm retarded. And so I embrace it. It's like you call somebody a so much, they say I'm. You call somebody a bitch so much, they say I'm a bitch. You call somebody a retarded so much, you say I'm retarded. Like, I was exhausted, and I embraced the idea of having a serious mental health issue. But Noah, I mean not Noah also, but Moses was basically on speed when he was doing what he did.
Let me ask you, look, out of interest, how much sleep do you get?
Wait, he said Noah was on speed?
He did.
Let me ask you.
This was basically on speed when he was doing what he did.
Let me ask you, by the way, look, out of interest, how much sleep do you get a night?
I'm not here to talk about how much sleep I get.
Well,
I don't owe you that.
Literally just been talking about
how much sleep do you get a night?
I had about 5.5 hours last night, actually. Not very much. But But you're the one that's raised this issue.
And I probably had the same.
I'm not going to question your talent. Your talent to me is completely unquestionable, right? When you question that,
answer the question about the femur to the dinosaur.
No, I'm going to ask you a different question.
Situation.
I'm just going to ask you this.
No, you're not. You're gonna. No, I didn't finish my question.
Well, hang on. You can't tell me.
Answer my question.
You can't
first.
tell me what questions to ask you. You accept that I'm the interviewer.
To answer my question. No, I said answer my question. No, I'm interviewing you too.
Well, you can't interview me. It's my interview.
You're Bono. I'm interviewing you too. See, that's the way we rap.
Let me just. Let me just put this to you.
So no.
Hang on. You're trying to avoid no. La. To put quite a phrase. You're interrupting me now. Let me go to the next furore, which has been around you in the last couple of weeks, which is your attacks.
Is that British for theory? Is that British for theory? What's theory, bro? Is that British for theory?
You actually have quite a good British accent. That's quite good.
I'm like top 5 writers in human history, so I really get into the power of words, and I feel very akin to Capote, Freud, Nikola Tesla, Da Vinci, Matisse, more Matisse than Picasso, more African cubism than Matisse. So I just do that. I throw out that kind of for the liberals, and that's the funny thing. You're gonna be bragging. You're gonna be bragging at dinner tonight, like, "Yo, I talked to Ye. No one could do it. No one could do it. I did it." Interview adjourned.
Man, look at her. Man, this was 1 hour and 47 minutes long, and it must have been an absolute disaster.
Yo, this is X on the
That was rough.
Okay.
My voice as well.
That is. Anyone knows that boy?
We need to focus on our ball.
How come I've been waiting for so long?
Checking.
Sup, you beautiful bastards. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show. Buckle up and hit that like button because I got a big show for you today, and let's just jump into it. I want to respond to something. Yesterday I talked about the backlash that Taylor Swift was receiving, people saying that she was fat phobic for her music video, and I very much disagreed. I personally believe the moment in the music video was her talking about people calling her fat in the past, all of a sudden the self-hate she's feeling, the ED, the body dysmorphia, things that I can actually very much relate to. And if you look through the comments on yesterday's video, the vast majority of people did agree with me. But someone tweeted something at me yesterday, and I think they were a fan, and I think that they're not going in with any ill intent. I'm not going to show their name, and please don't search them out. That's not what this is about. But I did want to respond to it because it did make me wonder a question. So the comment reads, I normally agree with you, but on the issue of T-Swift, it's my and literally every other plus-size person I know's opinion that it is fat-phobic. Thin-bodied people don't get to determine what is and isn't fat-phobic. Imagine if white people got to determine what is racist. So right off the top, I am going to put in a different box that I am not going to touch, you equating racism and fat phobia. I think that's short-sighted, a false equivalency, but it's not my fight to have. My question as it pertains to the main story around Taylor Swift and this backlash is at what amount of weight loss did my opinion on this topic become invalid? I've been a big person for most of my life. I have almost hit 300 at certain points. I've been very open about my struggles with eating disorders in the past. I openly talk about my body dysmorphia even after my weight loss. And so I asked that question because I want to understand the mindset behind saying something like this. Because me losing the weight and having a healthier lifestyle now, that doesn't change everything that I've fucking dealt with or struggled with or still struggle with. Like, it's not a grudge I actively hold. I mention this just because I don't like this just being, I guess, like, invalidated. Like, in recent memory, when there was this podcast that was like one of the biggest in the world at a time, one of the hosts like singled me out, specifically was talking about how I was fat, I looked like I was on death's door. All of a sudden I have a mob of people pointing at and dunking on my biggest fucking insecurity at the time. And I'm gonna tell you something, those fucking intrusive thoughts, which I felt that Taylor Swift was highlighting in that video, those stay there whether I was closer to 300 or now I'm under 200. And check this out, that monster of a voice in my head doesn't use technical terms like obese. It uses the garbage words that others have thrown at me. But yeah, thus concludes the nicest version of all the responses I wanted to make. And then a grandma was arrested for feeding homeless people in Arizona. And she is now partnered with the Institute for Justice, or IJ, in a lawsuit against the city. So let's walk through it. Norma Thornton, she's a 78-year-old grandmother. She worked in food service for 20 years. In 2017, she retired and moved to Bullhead City, Arizona. And while she was exploring the city, she noticed the homeless population and decided to help using her culinary skills. And so she begins making large meals and setting it up in a community park. She'd spend about 2 hours a day setting up, serving food, and cleaning up afterwards. Well, this leads to March 8th, where just as the last person with the meal was walking away, 2 police officers approached her, and they arrested her for violating a new city ordinance which forbids people from serving prepared foods to homeless people in public parks.
Yeah, of people being hungry.
They should have just told her no,
making
but
a big impact. It's not
it's
that
because
much.
people will feed fucked up shit.
But at least some people have enough food to survive. And I can't even...
I don't know how people still don't understand that there's psychopaths out here who will like feed a crowd of people like poison, so you really gotta be careful with that shit. Oh. Just get the 3 games of all rule out of the way.
Traveling to Nepal.
People.
I'll find my own path. So, how'd you pull all those heists?
Bombs!
Uh-huh. And?
Was there supposed to be another step?
Wait till you see me on my Wait till you see me on my bike. Wait till you see me on my bike.
4, 3,
Ultimate's charging!
1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Wait till you see me on my bike. Wait till you see me on my senses are sharpened.
Let's give him the what for!
Feels like sunlight, huh?
The objective is down.
Carried on the wind. Enemy here. Watch out for this one. More, 大丈夫.
Yeah, 100% need to deal with that Sombra.
Let's get back to it. I'm here. Come to me for heals. Kai Kusuru. Watch out for them.
Okay, Sombra's just gonna keep killing your back healers. So we gotta figure something out here.
Lick my wounds. Let's go. I'm with you. On my way. Kakayo.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines!
Let the Kitsune guide you! Do something! We've got this. What's up? Feels like sewing, huh? Fall back! I'm here. Come on.
I'm ready to start the blizzard. Freeze! Don't move!
Best round lost. Score 0-1.
Push your limits. Nothing breaks that I cannot mend.
I thought my time in the field was done. But I guess you can't predict everything.
Capture the objective.
Zarya, ready for duty.
I'm with you. Got one here. Dutch Dyson. Enemy here. I need healing. The objective is unfortunate. I'll stop. That was interesting.
Lumber carry.
A danger foreseems.
Hey.
Cannot escape me.
Got it. Understood.
Not so fast.
Carried on the wind.
For the part.
Draw strength from nature. Takaya?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Be healed. Nice. Let the Kitsune guide you. Sometimes it takes two.
I am on fire. I will lead us to victory.
I'm grateful.
Big Steinlack. Over there. Not so fast.
Watch out for this one. I'm here. Got one here.
Within my reach.
We've got this.
claiming the objective. Assist me. I need healing.
Like a gentle rain. Looks like a...
Go wash my eye hurt.
Even imagine living in this country and being hungry. To be told that you cannot feed the hungry, regardless of what the circumstances are, it's sad, but it makes me really, really angry, to put it bluntly.
Now, the charges against Norma have since been dropped, but she was threatened with jail time if she was caught feeding people in the park again. And as far as the specifics with this ordinance, it was passed in February of 2021, and in it, the city said that food sharing events have led to human waste, litter, trash, and debris, and saying these activities have resulted in a deterioration of the condition of public property and negatively affect use of parks by other patrons. And according to the ordinance, people are allowed to serve food to the homeless in the park. However, all products must be pre-packaged and readily available from retail outlets. Otherwise, you now have to obtain a food serving permit, which reportedly requires an extensive process, including a $250 deposit for maintenance and cleaning 100%. Costs. And the chief of police in Bullhead City posting on Facebook yesterday discussing the event and saying, officers have many contacts with the homeless, and during those contacts, we educate them on local social services and will even transport them to the local homeless shelter if they want, rather than enabling them by just leaving them where they are and bringing them things that doesn't help them out long term. And to that, in her video with IJ, Norma said,
I am not enabling homelessness. I'm enabling these people to survive.
And she has since continued to feed people about a mile away from the park, although she said it isn't perfect.
There's no tables, there's no grass. They get their food and they just sit up against a fence that gives us some shade.
And so Norma and IJ's lawsuit argues that the ordinance is unconstitutional and discriminatory, arguing that prepared food is permissible at family or social events, but not allowed to be served to homeless strangers. So yeah, ultimately, this woman was arrested for helping people and then accused of enabling them by offering them a home-cooked meal. But yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on this story, see what happens, but in the meantime, what are your thoughts? And then, I want to thank the sponsor of today's show, Bloodline Heroes of Lithis. This visually stunning hero collector fantasy RPG is all about merging bloodlines, uniting generations, and a game liking to villainize them as some sort of excuse rather than actually having to deal with a real issue. The majority of studies do not seem to back that up. In fact, according to a new study by the National Institutes of Health, they found that young gamers score higher on brain function tests. As Morning Brew explained, kids who played video games for 3 or more hours per day were faster and more accurate at tasks requiring impulse control and memorization than kids who didn't play.
Hi, so I got a text for my open claim to call for more details. Hello? Sorry,
Can I have your first and last name, please?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Kyle Lukashaw.
Thank you, Mr. Kyle. And since they've already been verified, we pull it. Check. Since you've already been verified mobile number, I'm not going to ask any security questions. Can you please provide me the last 4 digits of your card number?
I have to find it. One moment, I gotta go upstairs.
Sure.
I'll bring it with me.
That's two. Advise that our claims adjudication process take between 10 to 20 business days from the date of submission. If you recall, 20 days we may ask for your patience as a team's agent. Training, customer service, education, security, and discussions with you.
them at all, and noting that neuroimaging showed that game-playing kids had more activity in areas of the brain associated with attention and memory. And this study is one of the largest on the topic, with the data coming from almost 2,000 9 and 10-year-olds. But I do want to note that the story is not over. There is a valid question of causality versus correlation. Right? Does gaming cause better cognitive performance, or do kids who have better cognitive performance just find themselves playing more video games? And the good news is, reportedly, this research used data from an even larger study that's tracking 12,000 kids as they grow. So they're going to be able to continue analyzing the same children and go, okay, you were here, now you're here, now you're here, or whatever it looks like. Maybe their habits change. Okay, what happens from there? And say, hey, something to follow. Time will tell. And in the meantime, let me know your thoughts. And then...
Just stop playing. It's a piece of cake.
Is what they're doing genius? Does it make you go, whatever? Or does it make your blood boil? I don't think we...
I'll find my own path.
Shed the weight of your doubts, and your mind will become clear.
If we do this right, they won't even know what happened.
If you ever need a punching bag, I got plenty of metal that needs scrapping.
That is the greatest present I've ever gotten.
Maybe you need better friends.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack.
Hey there.
Escort the payload.
Enemy here. I've got you. Strength from nature. Like a gentle rain. Payload stalled.
Moving the payload. Let's go!
God.
Talked about this yet, but you might have seen these clips floating around on Twitter and Reddit. They're protesters with the European climate activist group Just Stop Oil. And recently they've been engaging in these increasingly viral stunts where they throw food on Van Goghs, Monets, a wax figure of King Charles. Just this morning they reportedly spray painted the storefront fronts of several luxury car stores in the UK, with their main purpose essentially being or like trying to draw attention to the questions.
What is worth more, art or life? Is it worth more than food? Worth more than justice? Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people? The cost of living crisis is part of the cost of oil crisis. Fuel is unaffordable to millions of cold, hungry families. They can't even afford to heat a tin of soup.
Also, a key thing here is regarding those paintings. Staff have confirmed that they didn't actually sustain any damage, though that hasn't stopped the authorities from charging these protesters with criminal damage. But also, with all of this, there has been a central question of, are these guys really just hurting their own cause? Or because we've seen a ton of critics saying these kinds of dramatic stunts alienate the public from the message Just Stop Oil is actually trying to promote. And I mean, pretty much everywhere you go online, there's no shortage of people shaming these protesters. Some doing things like arguing that Van Gogh was poor throughout his life, that he was mentally ill. Others saying, hey, look, they're wasting food while talking about food shortages. And this is something that even large creators have been hitting on, people like Moist Critical speaking on it.
It is a bit silly because they've taken a real message, and a message that I, as well as many people, do agree with when it comes to...
Welcome to Junkertown.
Tools in hand, brain in gear.
Still inventing?
Still a one-man posse?
Touche.
Hold your thumbs, and we'll get through this all right.
Stay sharp. It's harder to keep you alive when you're distracted.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Turret in position.
Stop the payload.
Time overloading. Defend with me.
Been low on the corner so they can't snipe you, pick you up on the top. Easy mode. We have the advantage when we're down here. Got a Genji. So careful of him flanking our healers. Just keep an eye on our Ana, especially because she's going to be in the back. Ana, make sure to ping Genji if he comes on you. That sounded inappropriate. Watch the Widow. Top shelf. Widow down. In the back, Genji. On her healer. One shot. Genji, one shot. There we go. Genji's back, so just be careful. We'll watch our backline with him. Genji weak. Probably healed up now. Keep this position and we'll win. Watch for big Q plays and combo our Qs. Fall back, fall back, fall back. We're down our tank.
Yeah, I can.
They're going to love. Turret's under fire. My baby. My ultimate is charging.
Wasted Hanzo ult. Just give them point though. Fine. Oh, nice ult. Go in, go in, go in. Wipe them up here. And then pull back, pull back, pull back. This is their spawn, so they'll have way quicker access to us, Orisa. Careful.
Fall back. Turret deployed. My turret's getting hit. My precious word. My ult is ready.
No healers, no healers.
We're outnumbered. Be careful.
Oh, I'm just getting warmed up.
Come on, Snowball. They need our help.
Regen up.
Enemy here. Enemy over here.
Огонь по готовности.
I see an enemy. Go back. Boom. Nice. Time for another experiment.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Taking damage. That tickles. What's up?
Literally can't see properly out of my red eye today.
Nano that minute.
Enemy over here.
The Eye of Horus watches over you.
Enemy here. Over there.
Огонь по готовности. Половина выведется.
不洗澡。强来了。打不到我。
60 seconds remaining.
Absolutely full.
We're in this together. All of us.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Breaking them down. Railgun charge. Hostile spotted.
Double.
Tango in sight.
seconds remaining.
Coming through.
Victory is nearly ours.
Over there.
10 seconds.
Hold up the defense just a little longer.
Ready to fire.
They're both one on point.
Nanoboom administered.
Come on, Vivian. Get yourself together.
Round 1 complete. Score 0-2. Switching sides. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
We're in this together. All of us.
They have this coming, so let's give it to them.
Is this one a scrap or a horse? I wasn't listening.
Plan to win. Or expect to lose.
Stay in safe, and I'll keep you safe.
Clear out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
And move.
Escort the payload.
Let's get this done. Not so fast.
Recalculating.
Hey.
Form up on the payload.
That's just embarrassing.
I've got meds. Who needs
What?
What's up?
What's the rush?
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Soothing your wounds. Breaking them down.
Hi.
No time for whinging. Move out.
Hey.
Good to see you. What's this about? It's all connected.
G'day.
Going somewhere?
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
I'm on the payload.
Put.
Get over here.
Pick up your feet, you drongo.
What's this about?
It's all connected.
Clear out!
Let's take him to the wasteland.
Right on the money. That feels much better.
Play of the game.
Climate change and the importance of it, and they've turned it into a joke, a laughingstock, and turned people against it. It's made even more pathetic by the fact that they come across as massive hypocrites during their own demonstrations because they're wasting food and using cell phones.
With Charlie adding that he and many others feel like these protesters are just reveling in the attention that they're getting. But also, we do see people pushing back on that, saying, these protesters know they're not ruining the art, arguing that act, it's not the point, it's the, hey, look at the shiny thing, so you listen to the argument. Noting that defacing art as a form of protest is actually nothing new. But also, I think in 2022, I don't know what actually does keep people's attention. Like, I don't know how many people remember this, but on Earth Day, a climate activist set himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court, and he died. And that maybe garnered 36 hours of attention? I don't know, so I will pass the question off to you on this. Are you in the camp that these Just Stop Oil protesters, that they're hurting their cause by doing these stunts? Or are you in the camp of people are just missing the point, they're focusing too much on the thing, trying to get their attention rather than what they should be not paying attention to? Any and all thoughts you have, I'd love to know. And then we need to talk about the Oz-Fetterman debate. It was one of the most anticipated political debates of this midterm cycle, arguably one of the most important races happening this year. It's the first and only one that's going to happen, but more importantly, as one outlet noted, it was also the first time the voters were able to watch Fetterman unscripted on live television for a full hour since he suffered from his stroke in May. With this being politics, I understand that everyone's going to spin this story one way or another, but I just need to say directly, I think Fetterman's campaign manager or the team around him made a major mistake. The guy had a stroke and says he is fit to serve, so does his doctor, but has been very open about the fact that he has auditory processing issues right now. But some stuff is going to take longer for him to process. There's going to be captioning software. Some words might get switched up around. You're going to throw this guy into a high-pressure situation where he has to talk about complex topics. He's only given 15, 30, or 60 seconds, depending on which part of the debate it is. And understand, if Fetterman still wins, which personally I do hope he does win, it's going to be in spite of your decision, not because of it. Though Oz certainly didn't help it. Like, even before the debate started, Fetterman's campaign said that it had asked for reporters to be present during the debate so they could see how the captioning was happening in real time, but Oz's team refused. And that move generated a lot of backlash, including from the likes of Hassan Piker, who shared the story on Twitter and wrote, watching this debate live in a few, and even before it started, Dr. Oz behaving like a total piece of shit. But with Fetterman's help being front and center, even before this debate, he started off by addressing it.
And let's also talk about the elephant in the room. I had a stroke. He's never let me forget that.
This ends
and
now.
I might miss some words during this debate, mush two words together, but it knocked me down, but I'm going to keep coming back up.
And we saw that at times last night. Fetterman sometimes tripping over or misusing words and phrases, kind of having to stop and go in sentences. Though, as some have noted, this could have been because he was watching a closed captioning system that he uses to better follow conversations in these settings because of the auditory processing disorder he has. Others also pointing to the rapid-fire format, which I talked about. And some arguing that format is pretty ableist because it gives a serious disadvantage to people who have delayed speech and have to read captions. But, of course, in situations like this, really the only thing that matters when you're talking about a big election like this is perception. And so, of course, many jumped on these moments to assert that Fetterman is not fit for office, though I do want to note a key thing. Some experts have said that he is actually recovering incredibly well and is only going to get better with time. But also there you have people pushing back saying, hey, okay, if Fetterman's fine and he's getting better, why doesn't he release his full medical record? When he was asked about it again last night, he declined to do so, saying, my doctor believes I'm fit to serve. But, all that said, in addition to that lightning rod of a subject, there were also a number of very important topics discussed last night, like the hot-button issue of abortion. While Fetterman reaffirmed his support for the right to choose, saying Roe v. Wade should be the law of the land, we saw a very different response from Oz.
I want women, doctors, local political leaders, letting the democracy that's always allowed our nation to thrive to put.
Welcome to Esperanza.
We're in this together. All of us.
Maybe one day we'll go on missions in Hawaii.
Good to see you. Hey.
Who's ready to have some fun?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Yo.
Tango in sight. Patch me up. I need healing. Disrupted.
We need to put a stop to their push.
Hostile spotted. I have eyes on the sniper. Stay down. Not so fast.
Big!
Hitting the ground running.
I bet I beat that Anna. I'm gonna have fucked up. Oh, still beating her. Oh, we're back in action, back in action. Meow.
This will cut the pain.
Going somewhere? Tango in sight. Not so fast. Precision and control. Good to see you. Stay put.
Thank you, Anna.
Railgun charged. Coming through. This ends now. Cybernetics regulating.
Uh-oh.
What am I missing? Understood. Coming through. Approaching. Hold it. Heads up. Going somewhere? Approaching the final. Stay put.
Let's go.
Breaking them down. Disrupting. neutralized. Inbound.
Victory. Play of the game.
GG, boys. Fucking steamroll.
You cannot surrender to my will.
Oh my, disgusting. Battle Pass tier 50. 30 more tiers and I've completed Battle Pass already. Grind mode. Hashtag time in. Did I win 3 more arcade? Oh. Ow. My eye hurts.
Nameless soldier, veteran of Count. Only 4 they were to defend the castle against Dr. Junkenstein and his minions. Dr. Junkenstein laughed as his minions arose. Stay close. Tonight is the night of Junkenstein's revenge.
So, our paths cross again, old friend.
Not for the last time, I hope. Survive the night, and I'll do so gladly.
Tactical termination. I've been doing this for years. Who the hell are you? I've got you in my sights. You can't beat me.
Destroy them before they get any closer.
Our enemy.
Come over here. Get here. Can you do it again?
not good enough.
I find your religion unnerving, monk.
My beliefs are simply in the fundamental ways of life and nature. Nothing more.
I've been doing this for years. Who the hell are you? Coalesced in your midst.
The Reaper comes for your souls.
My aim is still true. The Reaper was cursed, bound as a cellar in the reach of the wilds. If I can cross it down, the Reaper, you can't beat me. The Reaper dropped a new one. That's a clean takedown.
I require healing.
I'll heal you over here.
Thank you.
Get ready for a shock.
I'm just getting started.
Get ready for a shock.
I've got you in my sights. You're going home in a box.
You blame yourself for the dragon's reign of terror. But it is not your fault.
You weren't there, monk. You don't know.
The ground shook as Dr. Junkenstein's creation was revealed. That one's confirmed.
The dragon becomes the welcome mat.
Is there a trace of human emotion upon the monster's countenance? No. Surely just get to it with your mind. Not bad. The Viking cut down the monster. You picked the wrong enemy. Should have kept your head down. Who needs healing? Yeah, I became charged with the arcane. As the summoner appeared in the abyss.
I have been summoned.
Swordsman's defense. I've got you in my sights. As the battle raged, Dr. Junkenstein himself made a grand
Taking out the welcome mat. You will all regret the day you laughed at Dr. Jameson Junkenstein. The dragon becomes
Experience hostility. Dr. Junkenstein
Come over here, get healed.
his
The rocket got you.
Get ready for our
I've got you in my sights. The Reaper's body faded into the darkness of the night. At last, the Reaper's curse is lifted. In the midst of the battle, Junkenstein's most powerful ally appeared.
My servants never die.
The witch has turned the fallen from the old. Letting out the welcome mat. The Vikings' festivity. The soldier slew the witch, sparing her eyes on another target. The soldier succumbed to the monster's assault, falling, defeated. Turning out like the monk had succumbed to his ruthless fall. The zombies crashed their bodies exploding. Letting out the welcome. Got you in my sights. The Vikings scoffed at the now still form of Dr. Junkenstein. And the monster fell, just as his creator. Exhausted, battered, bruised. The four heroes entered the castle.
Don't care. Next.
Now entering the Black Forest. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
We're in this together.
2,
all of us.
1. Fight.
Hold it. Group up here.
Take me. Let's find out.
Enemy winner.
Fucking easy. Trust me, every time. Just let him group up, I'll hit him with an orb, and then you just go crazy junk. Easy.
Prepare for battle.
Tank, whatever.
Select your hero.
Oh, I actually forgot in 3v3 you can't pick the same one. I completely spaced there. You know what? That's fine.
Hey. A better world is possible today.
1. Fight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 2v1, 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 2v1. Easy mode. You got this. Never misses a hook. God mode. Oh, here it is. Load it up and smoke him.
30 seconds.
Laugh my ass off. BM.
Score 2-0.
Hey.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero. Only in unity will we find strength. 1. Fight. Match 2.
Oh, one more, I think. Done with arcade. If we win this one, we also get that. That's 10,000. This next win will give me 10,000 battle pass. Which will bring 52.5, yeah.
Welcome to Castillo. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
I like it. Let's get this.
We find strength. 1.
Stay tight. Wipe him up, laundry time.
Enemy eliminated. Score. 1-0. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
I'll find my own
3,
path.
2, 1.
Wait till you see me on my bike. Wait till you see me on my bike. Like a gentle rain.
Huh.
1-1. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Well, that didn't fucking work.
We're in this together.
3, 2,
All of us.
1.
Your end is within my reach. Disrupting.
Enemy eliminated.
Enemy down.
Score 2-1.
I'm going in.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
We will crush
3,
them.
2,
Group
1.
up.
Fight. Match point.
Group up here.
Hey, catch!
Victory. Play of the game.
Oh, I don't need to see that, right? Big. On all are we thing? No, never. Really gotta play 3 out of 11 weekly. Oh, so you want unlock her at tier 55, you. So that's the free tier, that's the got it. Dope.
The dragon and
Don't care, Genji, sort of a weirdo. Peaceful.
I do not cower in the presence of evil.
Yeah, I'm sure. I want to master Genji like everyone else in this whole damn game.
There's no stopping
Draw.
Step right
administered.
Just want to be able to 1-8.
Step right up.
Sojourn en route.
I burn like the dawn.
Taking flight.
We are the focus.
It's go time.
Find the answer you seek.
Think twice. Nano boost administered. Nano boost administered.
My enemies.
Nano boost administered. 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 Nano boost administered.
No need to check on me, doctor.
Nano boost administered. Nano boost administered.
My aim is unerring.
Nano boost administered. Nano boost administered.
administered.
Watch your next move.
Nano boost administered. Nano boost administered.
一足ずつ運ぶ。今やめよ。
Nano boost administered.
Now you see me? Now you don't.
Nano boost administered. Nano boost administered. Nano boost administered. Nano boost administered.
我は超人。Fight the battle.
Nano boost administered.
Oh, I'm so.
Nano boost administered.
Let's kick this up a notch. It's go time.
Nano boost administered.
I'm unstoppable. It's go time.
Nano boost administered.
Just try to stop me. Two down.
Nano boost administered.
I'm focused on here.
It's go time.
Nano boost administered.
Let's kick this up a notch.
俺を舐めてもらう。
Nano boost administered.
That's two.
Nano boost administered.
Just try to stop me.
Nano boost administered.
I'm unstoppable.
Nano boost administered.
Just try to stop me. It's go time.
Nano boost administered.
I'm unstoppable.
Till I start hearing ting ting ting,
Go time.
I'm not satisfied. I can't even hear ting ting, let alone ting ting ting, let alone ting.
Nano boost administered.
Oh.
A simple victory. Slower than a tortoise. Precision is the way of the effective warrior.
Triple kill.
兵兵ということ武家の方なり俺を舐めてもらっては困る
Double kill.
これでどうだ Your choices will lead to your fate. What's your next move? Iza, 風の道を行かん。
I should probably try and learn Genji on a day where I can actually see it on my eye properly. Otherwise, I think it's more of like a Winston Day type shit.
Also, I will say a key thing here. Oz initially tried to kind of like bounce around the question of if he would support Senator Lindsey Graham's proposal for a nationwide 15-week abortion ban, with him then getting pressed on it and kind of giving a definitive answer while at the same time not. But when he was asked repeatedly, he did eventually say that he opposed any measure that took power away from the states, but he still didn't say he would vote no on Lindsey Graham's bill. Also, one of the other most prominent moments of the night came when the two were discussing fracking. It's a big industry in Pennsylvania, which Fetterman said last night that he has always supported, but then we saw this interaction with the moderator.
You're saying tonight that you support fracking, that you've always supported fracking, but there is that 2018 interview that you said, quote, I don't support fracking at all. So how do you square the two?
Oh, I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand and I do support fracking.
Beyond that, there were a number of other important topics discussed, like crime, gun violence, and minimum wage, with both candidates generally leaning towards the middle on many of these issues, which I think reflects how important independent and moderate voters are going to be in this specific election. Also, what was interesting was when Oz was asked if he would back Trump in 2024, he tiptoed around the issue, saying he would support whoever the Republican Party puts up, which, I mean, was kind of surprising given the fact that Trump endorsed Oz in the primary, massively helping him win there. Though, when he was continually pressed, Oz did ultimately respond, I would support Donald Trump. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's where we are with this, and it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens. While Fetterman has generally been polling ahead of Oz, he recently has had a surge. He's within the margin of error on most polls. He had a new poll released just before the debate saying very little's changed in public opinion on whether Fetterman is fit to serve since last month, and it'll be interesting to see if those polling numbers change post-debate. And then, I want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's show, Established Titles. Established Titles is based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords and ladies in English. This is absolutely one of those fun, out-of-nowhere gifts to give anyone, but especially those hard-to-shop-for people in your life. The title pack gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. And I really like that they're huge supporters of global reforestation, saying they're working with charities like One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future. So, with each order means 1 tree gets planted. With Established Titles saying that so far they've saved over 170 acres of woodlands in different parts of Scotland and planted over 2 million trees globally with Trees for the Future alone. Though, I will warn you, I cannot confirm if your friends and family will call you Lord and Lady without smirking. That said, it does make an amazing last-minute gift, and Established Titles is running a massive sale. Plus, when you go to establishedtitles.com/DeFranco and you use code DeFranco, you get an additional 10% off. And then, election deniers could control the next round of elections. That's a very real concern right now in many places, but especially battleground states, and it's worse than you think. While a lot of the national discourse, of course, is focused on the contest that will ultimately decide the future of the House and the Senate, there are some statewide races that are so insanely consequential, they've gotten so much more media coverage than they normally would have, with one of those races being for the Attorney General of Michigan. And right now, the incumbent Democrat Dana Nessel's locked in this very close battle against one of the most high-profile Trump-backed nominees in any contest this year, attorney and well-known election denier Matthew DePerno, who, honestly, like, the more you learn about, the more fucking shocked you're gonna be. This is a close race, but to try to get a better understanding of what is going on with this race, I actually reached out to Nessel. And before we got into talking about this specific race, I wanted to know, what do you feel like you've done for the people of Michigan? And among the things she spoke on, she talked about consumer and environmental protections, and also adding,
but I would say most importantly, in the work that we've done, one, maintaining reproductive freedom for women all over our state. We had a 1931 law, very draconian, that criminalized abortion. And through some court actions that I've taken along with our governor, that law has never gone into effect in Michigan. And with any luck and with a lot of people voting, it will never go into effect. But in addition to that, ensuring that the guy who received 154,000 votes, then the other guy actually was certified as the winner of our presidential election in 2020. And that was no small feat. Most years, it's not a big deal for the Attorney General. It's just a formality. But in 2020, we saw more threats to our democracy here in Michigan and, of course, across the country than we'd ever seen, at least in my lifetime. And we had to work tenaciously to combat, a concerted effort to undermine the election and to overturn a lawful election in our state.
And the thing is, her opponent, DePerno, his views could not be more different on those essential rights.
I mean, he's gone so far as to say it's not just that he believes in abortion criminalization without exception to rape, without exception to incest, but he's even said even if the mother is going to die, even if that woman is going to die on an operating room table, he doesn't care if a woman has to die. But he went even a step further than that and said he actually wants to also ban birth control. And he said specifically he wants to treat Plan B the same way you would treat illegal fentanyl shipments that come across our border, apparently not recognizing the fact that Plan B is actually sold at pharmacies all across the state of Michigan right now.
Nessel also went on to note that DePerno has some very extremist views on guns that go beyond the traditional Republican base.
His views on the Second Amendment are so extreme that he doesn't think that there should be a prohibition on owning firearms by anyone, anywhere, anytime. So basically guns for all, guns for children, guns for convicted murderers.
But, and this is a key thing to remember, what Matthew DePerno is most well known for and why he's gotten so much media attention in this election cycle is because of his involvement in the efforts to overturn the 2020 election and the lies that he has spread since. With Nessel noting that DePerno was handpicked by Trump because he was at the Capitol on January 6th and he filed a lawsuit disputing the election results in Michigan that became known as a massive effort to spread disinformation nationwide.
But he became the nominee for the Republicans simply because that's who Trump wanted, knowing that if he were to be attorney general in our state, knowing the pivotal role that the AG plays in ensuring that we are defending the will of the voters, that he could very potentially, and if he's in that office, very likely manipulate it in a way so that it's not the will of the millions and millions of people who vote in the state of Michigan, but really what one man would like to see. So he's a dangerous guy, does not believe in democracy, gets very upset if you call America a democracy. He stomps his foot, says it's a constitutional republic. We are not a democracy. Stop calling us a democracy. I've never seen anybody so upset about the concept that, you know, each person should be able to have say in their government and have their views represented.
Nessel also speaking on DePerno having a very questionable record when it comes to domestic extremism, noting that he mocked the domestic terrorist plot to kidnap and assassinate the governor of Michigan and adding,
like for me, in a top law enforcement official in the state, I like someone who's anti-domestic terrorism, not pro-domestic terrorism. But here's a guy who, you know, again, on January 6th, he's at the Capitol with people who have been charged with insurrection activities, who you know, illegally stormed the Capitol. He's seen in court with them, sitting by their side, counseling them. I would be prosecuting those people, not assisting them in their defense.
But the key and craziest part of all of this is that this isn't even where all DePerno's election bullshit ends.
In 2021, there was a set of circumstances where we learned that election tabulators, had been taken from clerks' offices and placed into the hands of third parties that were not legally permitted to have possession of that election equipment. And we began investigating. It was referred to us by the Michigan Department of State, who oversees elections, and had been widely reported on. So we took the case and we started to investigate. We went to the various different municipalities and started to track what happened to that election equipment and where it went. And unfortunately, it led a trail directly to my opponent, Matthew DePerno.
In other words, DePerno was a central figure in an alleged scheme to obtain and tamper with voting machines and a subject of a criminal investigation led by the same office he was running for. So as a result, Nessel could no longer investigate him and referred the case to a special prosecutor. But that situation has also created problems for her. For example, the AG has refused to debate her opponent. When I asked her how she would respond to those who say, you know, this might deny voters the opportunity to hear both candidates discuss important issues, she said part of the reason was that legally she can't talk about the investigation, but he keeps bringing it up.
If he talks about it during a debate, I can't respond. All I can say is no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment. I don't see how that's informative for the public. And it's really like going to a boxing match with one arm tied behind my back. But there's other reasons as well. The fact that he keeps disseminating, he continues to disseminate disinformation about the 2020 election. I think what it does is it undermines people's faith and confidence in the election. And we know, 100% we know that what he's saying is untruthful. And lastly, he's a bully who engages in name calling. He continually refers to me as General Groomer. He says that because I'm the first openly gay person to hold statewide office in Michigan. And even though I've prosecuted, you know, hundreds and hundreds of very serious sexual assault cases against children, he's never prosecuted a single one. You know, to call a person a groomer because they are, you know, outward LGBTQ, I mean, to me, what it does is it diminishes the community. And I'm not going to give him a platform to do that. By me debating him, people will watch that proceeding. They will hear him say these things, and then it escalates hate crimes in our communities.
And Nessel ultimately concluding that part of the reason this race is so close is that many people are just blindly supporting DePerno as the Republican candidate without knowing all that he stands for. So to beat him, she says that it's important to discuss how extreme his beliefs are and for people to learn about it.
But, you know, this position, though, statewide criminal jurisdiction. So this is a person who would really have the authority to do a lot of damage in our state. And I think he would if he was given the opportunity.
But ultimately, that is where that story and today's show ends. As always, thank you for watching, liking, being subscribed to my daily dives into the news. I also got some more news for you, whether you missed the last Philip DeFranco show or you want to watch this short. But as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.
With justice, I think you also have to look at these topics in the context of Puerto Rico, a place that has been occupied and exploited. The solution to that is not necessarily to bring supplies to people after a hurricane. And this is not meant as a jab for Logan Paul or anyone. This is just an overall theme that we see in Puerto Rico. The fact that people have gone 2.5 weeks without electricity after Hurricane Maria is not solved by people showing up with a bottle of water and a pack of rice. This is an issue of justice, of Puerto Rico having been exploited for centuries for its resources. So the answer is not as simple. It's a matter of understanding where certain people are benefiting from certain, whether it be incentives, benefits that are available to a certain section of the population and not for the local population.
Well, so I guess that's kind of the part of one of the questions is, when we were talking about it, it was stemming from a place of the situation is what it is right now. It only changes with a movement that then changes the political system and the players in it. Is the answer that anyone that is taking advantage of the system, like Act 22, that it's just they're just always in the wrong? Is it that is there some middle ground? I guess that's kind of the question I was trying to get to, and I'm interested in, because maybe the situation is black and white, right? I mean, I talked about yesterday, like for my business with a partner specifically was like, we are not going there. We're not going to take advantage of that. That's a horrible idea. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts with that.
As a reporter, it's not for me to make that judgment. My role is more to inform so people have all the information in order to make a decision for themselves. When something like the initial video where Logan Paul announced that he was moving to Puerto Rico, I did a video talking about the incentives because for a lot of people, he has a huge audience. So for a lot of people, they're hearing about the incentives through him for the very first time. And they're hearing about how Puerto Rico is paradise and how there's this awesome deal where you can come here and not pay taxes. My job as a reporter is to give the full context and be able to show you the other side. So here you have people who can take advantage of all the beautiful things that Puerto Rico has to offer, including those tax incentives. But then on the other side of that, you have a lot of suffering of local Puerto Ricans who want to stay here. And a lot of times they're not able to. So it's not for me to tell you, that's a judgment you made for yourself, where you told your business partner, that's not something I want to partake in. And that's for everyone to make their different decisions. For me, it's more about giving you the full information. People will have all kinds of opinions on that. And there will be people who will say, you shouldn't, people like Logan Paul didn't create the incentive.
So yesterday, obviously, the thing that most people are focusing on is what Logan Paul accused Bad Bunny of. And something you talked about was the incentives not being available to people that live there, that it's this thing that's only about bringing foreigners to the island to exploit. Is the situation that he was equating Act 22 with Act 20? And if that is the case, can you walk us through the differences between those two?
Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what incentive he was referring to. The reality is that Puerto Rico has a code of incentives with a lot of different ones, most of which do apply to the local population. Act 22 is the only one that's only available for people who had been living outside of Puerto Rico for a period of time. And that is for individual investors. That's the 0% capital gains tax. That's super attractive when you think about people investing in different things like cryptocurrency, stocks. You move to Puerto Rico and you pay no taxes on that. So that's been attracting a lot of people here. Act 20 is for corporations. So that's the one that lowers your corporate tax rate to 4%. Those two sometimes are conflated. Act 20 is available to locals as long as they have a corporation where they're exporting services. So they're not the same, but they are both now part of Act 60.
And based off of what you're seeing, does it appear that most locals have a feeling that is those two are different? Bad Bunny is a local. He was born and raised here. he is using what locals can use versus what has been called Act 22. This is just an outsider thing.
Yeah, so I've seen all kinds of different opinions and reactions online. What I will say is that in my recent work, I focus on Act 22, the individual investor incentive, because that is the one that we've seen a tie between Act 22 and displacement and gentrification. So part of my work has been to analyze the properties bought in a specific place and see how many of those were bought by Act 22 beneficiaries. So when I talk about incentives, my work is not focused on who has incentives, who doesn't, who's good and who's bad. It's more about whether these incentives are having an effect on displacement and gentrification. And with Act 22, when we analyzed a neighborhood in Puerta de Tierra in San Juan, what we found is that a lot of people that came to Puerto Rico through Act 22 have been buying a lot of property. And in some of those cases, they're buying entire buildings and asking everyone living there to move out because they have different plans for that building.
And Bianca, I want to leave it kind of on two notes. One, if you are interested in this situation, and you should be, you should definitely follow Bianca, and I'm going to link to her different accounts. But two, is there a final thing that I would want to do the same thing, open the floor to you. Is there a final thing that you would like to say?
That my work focuses on the connection between these incentives with displacement. You know, as a reporter, I'm not here to make a judgment about whether the incentive is good or bad, but I will say that as a Puerto Rican, I do not want to see local Puerto Ricans pushed out of their land. I do not want to see them get letters that say you have to move out in 30 days because someone who came here through an incentive invited by the government has now bought your building. And because they have a profit motive, now you have to move out and you'll have a hard time finding a place to live. That's the part I'm most interested in. And that's what I focus my work on.
Bianca, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
As promised, I'm going to include links in the description down below if you want to follow her. I think she does a fantastic job. And while you do or don't do that, of course, I'd love to know your thoughts on that conversation and that topic in general. And then, on an unrelated topic, I'm craving something sweet, which actually makes this a great time to thank the delicious sponsor of today's show, Catalina Crunch. My new favorite thing to put in my mouth, giggity, is those Catalina Crunch cookies. They're insanely delicious. They got that protein and fiber that I need and crave. I mean, I'm hooked. And, you know, as many of you know, and you're probably tired of me talking about it, I've been working on taking better care of myself this year. But I don't want to have to give up sweets. Like, I don't think you can have long-term success if you just deprive yourself and you're fighting cravings every day. And I was nomming on some peanut butter goodness yesterday, but the chocolate mint cookies are my absolute favorite. The flavor's so rich and delicious. Plus, they're low sugar and low carb, so they fit into my new eating habits. You know, I can treat them as an awesome dessert or something I'm nomming on while I'm on my hikes. Hey, treat yourself, or if you're not selfish like I am, maybe your family or friends with delicious packs of cookies by going to CatalinaCrunch.com/DeFranco and entering code DeFranco at checkout to get 15% off plus free shipping on any Catalina Crunch snack. Or even better, set it and forget it. Subscribe and get an even larger discount. And awesomely, this is the best deal available. It even beats Amazon, so be sure to take advantage of it while it lasts. And then, will gay and or interracial marriage be outlawed in America? It is a weird fucking world where we're even asking that question. But it is a question that many are asking after the Supreme Court undermined the right to privacy in its decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which is the foundation of both the precedents that protected these essential rights. Because if you don't remember, in his opinion backing the decision, Justice Clarence Thomas literally called for the case that established gay marriage, Obergefell v. Hodges, to be reconsidered. Which is why you have so many people right now saying, hey, we need federal protections on this today, because if this goes to the Supreme Court, we don't know what's going to happen. With Democrats in Congress apparently hearing those concerns, the House passing legislation called the Respect for Marriage Act with overwhelming bipartisan support. Also, if you're wondering at this stage what overwhelming is, that included 47 Republicans, so about a quarter of the caucus. And it's something that's popular. The proposal appears to have overwhelming support by the public, with recent polls showing that 70% of Americans support gay marriage. But despite all that, Republican senators have been very hesitant to vote for the bill ahead of the midterms as Democratic leadership had intended. So as a result, the senators leading the charge asked Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer to push a vote until after the midterms, and he agreed. And so while we wait to see what happens from here, to try to get a better idea about this, we reached out to Senator Tammy Baldwin. She's one of the members leading to push to get enough senators on board, and she told us what this bill does and why it's so important.
So the first thing it does is it repeals the Defense of Marriage Act, which sets up a federal definition of non-recognition of marriages between two people of the same sex. And so that would no longer be the law of the land. And secondly, it says that the federal government, through a constitutional provision called full faith and credit, will give full faith and credit to the acts of states. So if you're legally married in a state that solemnizes same-sex marriages, federal government will recognize that marriage, as well as other states being required to respect that marriage.
I also asked the senator, what issues have been raised by the Republicans? And Baldwin said that many wanted a clarification that the bill would protect religious liberties and not create a new mandate requiring religious institutions to respect gay or interracial marriage. With her also noting that there has been clarifying language put into the legislation to ensure that it just pertains to state recognition of marriage, and adding,
I think the other issue that was being raised that only time will help us settle is an accusation that this was going to be pushed before the midterm elections. And so it was a political act rather than something that we're doing because we're very serious about passing this into law and very serious about protecting people's rights. And so it seems pretty clear to me that we gain greater support after the midterms than we had prior to the midterms.
And I will say, like, the timing thing is something that personally bothers me. I think it's something that annoys other people. I think there's no better time than now. But I'm also not in Congress and having to make concessions and compromise and work with other people. So I asked, are there any other reasons as far as why you and other senators leading the charge have asked the majority leader to push the floor vote until after the midterms? Because I don't know. I think there is a belief that there is no better time than now. You can say that people are making their votes kind of clear without having to bring a vote to the floor, but it does feel somewhat different, doesn't it?
Yeah, I understand the sentiment. For me, I have approached this since day one, since even the threat of the overturning of Roe versus Wade was with the leaked opinion was around that,
so much better now.
This was something that we had to do and that we had to succeed. And I think that the prospect of a message of failure, in other words, not being able to overcome that filibuster, would disrupt even further people's lives who are already feel uncertain.
And the key thing here, and I think this is one of the most important things that we talked about, because I think specifics really, really matter here. It's a numbers game. I asked, after you wait, the midterms are done, how many votes are you going to get from Republicans? To which he said,
if I were to give you my best educated guess, I think we'll have either 13 or 14 Republicans join us.
Now, as far as if the word is kept there or that is accurate, we'll have to wait and see. But while we do that, given everything, of course, I'd love to pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts here? And then, democracy itself is on the ballot this November is a statement that, I'm someone that believes in it, and even I am tired of hearing it. But also, it's better than democracy's in the rear view or democracy's in the trash. But unfortunately, it is an accurate statement because of the very simple fact, and just this is the thing to take away from this story. Over half of all Republican nominees for Senate, House, and key state offices have questioned or denied the results of the 2020 election, with a Washington Post analysis counting 299 election deniers in total. And you may think, okay, well, they're not all gonna win, and I'll say, yeah, that's true. Though, at the very least, it's possible they'll just claim their own electoral losses were fraudulent, further undermining democratic institutions. But for the others, it's not a small number. 174 of them are running for securely Republican seats, and another 51 will run in tightly contested races. We're talking governors, lieutenant governors, secretaries of state, attorneys general, Congress members, all of whom will have some degree of authority over future elections. Which is why right now you have a lot of scholars saying the United States mirrors trends in other countries that have slipped into authoritarianism, like one professor who studies legislative politics saying it is a disease that is spreading through our political process. This is no longer about Donald Trump. This is about the entire electoral system and what constitutes legitimate elections. All of that is now up in the air. And while abortion is an issue that moves Democrats, it's still very likely that a lot of Republicans are going to win. Soft on crime allegations have been very effective in moving their base. Right now, Democrats are worried about dollars because after nearly 100 days of declining gas prices this summer, the pumps at some states are pushing the national average back up. OPEC's new move yesterday to cut oil production is expected to drive prices even higher. This despite the White House urging Saudi Arabia and other OPEC nations to keep the oil flowing, especially after Russia invaded Ukraine. A plea that has now been flatly ignored, even though the U.S. sells billions of dollars in weapons to the kingdom. So to try and work around this, you have the Biden administration saying it will release 10 million barrels of oil from the strategic reserve to keep prices down, adding that it will work with Congress on additional tools and authorities to reduce OPEC's control over energy prices. But still, in the short term, you are going to see gas prices jump in some swing states like Nevada, Arizona, and Ohio, as well as, you know, it has some close local races, but in California, where prices have shot up over $2 per gallon above the national average, spiking to the highest level ever recorded in the state. And while, yes, it's more of a blue state, it is expected to have multiple competitive House races. And it's also going to be interesting to see what happens to President Biden's approval rating, because it's been moving up, but still only up to 44%. But for now, that's where we are, and we'll have to wait to see what happens. And then there's a mass shooting today. It's an epidemic that we know too well here in the United States. But this one actually happened in Thailand, and the details are as horrifying as they are heartbreaking. It took place in a rural northeastern province as one of the poorest in the country, and the gunman, a 34-year-old man armed with a 9mm handgun and a knife, entered a child care center where police said that his own son was enrolled in. He then massacred dozens of people, some of them as young as 2 years old, as well as a teacher who was 8 months pregnant. He then reportedly left the building and took off in a pickup truck, shooting at people as he drove and ran others over. Police then issuing a most wanted notice for the gunman, but before they could stop him, he arrived home where he shot himself, his wife, and their 4-year-old child. And in total, he left at least 38 people dead, including himself and at least 24 children, as well as wounding 10 others, 6 of them critically, which makes this the deadliest shooting perpetrated by a single gunman in Thailand's history. And it comes not long after a mass shooting in 2020 where a soldier used an assault rifle to murder at least 29 people at a shopping mall. So now, of course, people are grieving, first and foremost being those directly affected. The husband of the teacher who was killed at the child care center weeping on local television, saying, "My wife is due next month. I never got to see my wife and child." And of course, we've seen many sending their condolences, including the prime ministers of Britain and Australia, as well as the U.S. Embassy in Thailand. But as far as who was behind this atrocity, authorities say that he was a former police officer who was fired back in June after being arrested for drug possession, specifically methamphetamine. But the national police chief saying that he believes that the gunman was on drugs during the attack, though he didn't provide evidence for that claim, though noting that he was due to appear in court on Friday on drug-related charges. However, you also have a regional police spokesperson saying that the gunman actually had been in court earlier that day for a hearing on those charges, after which he went to the center looking for his son, and he began the rampage when he couldn't find him. But that appears to possibly be contradicted by a teacher who said that he began shooting the moment he reached the center, hitting a group of teachers eating lunch outside. But the thing is, we never may know why, but also there is no why that answers why this fucking horrible thing happened. But what we do know is that Thailand actually has some of Asia's highest gun ownership and gun homicide rates, though it still falls far below the United States. The U.S. accounts for 31% of the gunmen and mass shootings worldwide from 1966 to 2012, even though we're only about 4.4% of the population. But where I'll end this is just my thoughts and my well wishes to all those affected.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cold Ones. I'm your host, Chad. Anything for views? Yeah, joining me today.
I haven't watched them in a while.
Hello. Shout out to our sponsors. I play that daily. And cool shirts. Out of shirtswithz.cool and use code COLDONES for 10% off. Today's guest is a Californian Jigglypuff main, former Twitch streamer, holds the record.
Of course. My game started.
Prepare to attack.
Of course.
Select your hero.
Oh, we can't have a widow and
Every soldier needs a cause.
Wherever they hide, we will dig them
oh,
out.
scale of 1 to 10, Widow, how excited are you whenever this map pops up? I know as a prior Widow main, like a 42 out of 10.
Experiences.
Were you just talking to me?
Yeah, is my mic too quiet or is it too loud?
No, I just 100% wasn't listening. I was watching something else.
It's okay. I was just saying, yo, Widow, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you whenever you see this map pop up on Attack?
I don't really care.
As a prior Widow main, I was so excited because, especially at this rank, you just get free picks. Head click simulator.
Yeah, except I'm bad, so. I'm just killing the turret. Thanks. Mercy's low.
get you in my sights. Good effect on hostile.
You're nuts.
Capture underway. KIA.
Carry me.
Stop lagging about and get over here.
Good choice.
Objective A captured.
Wow, it burns.
No one can hide from my sight.
You picked the wrong enemy. I've got meds. Who needs them?
I am moving the payload.
Got eyes on an enemy.
Let's take it to the wasteland.
Powered up.
This ends now.
Mortar's one. It's a bold choice. What the f? I'm behind a wall.
Redeploying.
No.
I'm with ya.
You can't escape death.
Calm down. I'm coming.
The shadows coalesce.
No one can hide from my sight. Over there.
No, I was gonna switch. Oh well, thank you. It's all good, dude. You're a sweetheart.
Protect the payload.
Over here.
Moira's dead, by the way. Oh.
Fire and brimstone.
I keep fucking. Yeah, I suck.
The payload has reached
Hanzo, at your service.
Death appears.
Oh. Why would he power me up before I have my ult?
Well, that was what, like all their ults?
All legit 1 HP.
Plenty of bombs to go around.
Why is my payload stopped?
I'm on fire.
so fast.
Complete. Taking damage. Score 3-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Brought my baby back. I'd imagine it's showing on my other monitor. It has the video up still.
Hi, hello. So, here's the plan. Do what I do, listen to what I say, and don't
Well, it
screw
says
this up.
Ludwig had 283,066 all-time peak active subscriptions on Twitch. That is insane. We got this, boys. Easy dub.
Stacy's mom has got it going.
Well, what a yeah, totally. Stacy's my uncle's name, so never really liked that song.
Yeah. Well, your uncle fucking has a fucking fat donger.
3, 2, 1.
Interesting question to ask someone, but you know, wouldn't know. Was lucky enough. Oh, I was gonna say I'm lucky enough to not know the size of my uncles because he didn't touch me as a child.
You must have had a bad childhood.
Yeah, I missed out.
Oh my god, dude, that thing's fucking destroying me.
I've high hopes for you. Maximum power.
Juking and dodging.
My ultimate is charging.
Kinda hate Junkrat. Mercy OP.
LOL.
Hi.
Watch this. If you keep me healed, I have my ult. Big ult. Never mind on that big ult. Big death, big death. Oh, our Junker Queen hit legit everyone. Doesn't matter, they're steamrolling.
I tried.
No, I know. They just got a really good run there, honestly.
Objective lost.
I'm gonna bob on their dick.
I got stuck on the doorway there, and I ate that helix. I'm so glad you were there, Mercy.
Mercy's super cute, dude. Might just bob here just for the hell of it.
Do it on the corner.
Alright, well, the monkey appears to just be chasing me. But I got two.
Damn, Grandpa does cardio.
Dude, Junker Queen, anyone else, does Junker Queen make anyone else's front of their pants tighter, or no?
Oh, bricked up, bro. What a bot. She stood there and just ate both my headshots.
She looks pretty strong, you know?
My precious work!
Oh, my precious work!
I have big plans for you. Time to let out some steam.
Why do they just hate me the most, I feel like? Like, that Moira just literally ran past everyone with her ult just to kill me. I don't understand.
Well, we're way the fuck back.
Guess you can
Like,
learn
I'm
even
literally
at this
doing
age.
nothing. You're just fucking on them. Fix me up, Doc.
I'm overloaded.
Let's take him to the wasteland.
All set up, enemy turret down.
Pull back, pull back. Hold right here.
Follow me and defend.
No shot, she hit that
Much
headshot.
better.
Oh well. I almost have my dog blossom.
They're going to love me.
60 seconds. Now.
Reaper, get a fat ult on them. You got this.
Back at it.
The payload has reached destroyed.
Unfortunate.
Oh boy.
Alright. I'm gonna kiss him on the lips.
Told you. Get a fat ult.
I got him.
Y'all see the Winston?
Yeah, he's fucking probably a white guy, honestly.
You're so questionable, bro.
You know, he's fucking racist.
Big!
Oh! Oh, that's a poor choice, dude. Oh, their mercy was 1. I suck.
Why?
Boy.
Why?
My character doesn't have a gun. I literally don't have a gun. I can't use any abilities. What is...
My fucking mouse.
I don't have a gun. What is going on? What the fuck?
Not like this.
Lindholm never gives up.
No, why'd you res me? I don't have a gun. This is so bizarre, dude. Oh! Well, there's play of the game. My game's like fucked out. I don't know.
Ah! Ah! Support
You're
carry!
insane, dude. GG's.
50 elims!
It was really the Mercy, honestly. You had nothing to do with it. Just kidding. Good job, friend.
I got 50 fucking elims that game. Holy shit. That's actually like the most elims I think I've ever dropped it. 100% I've ever dropped in Overwatch 2. Oh, wow. History. Game report. New career best. I've never dropped that amount of kills. My turret only got 13 of those kills too. Oh, my helix accuracy was crazy. Oh, gun accuracy. Legit the funnest game I think I've ever played. I am so happy they brought my hero back. This game was I was about to quit this game if they didn't bring Tor back.
Good for most subscribers. I know we'll do it one more time. Today's guest is a Californian man. Sorry. Today's guest is a man from California who makes and a Twitch streamer. No, not a Twitch streamer anymore, but he is pretty. I'm gay. He was a Twitch streamer. Now he's gay. Hang on, I'm almost done. He's most well known for his subathon on Twitch. Lasted 31 days. Now you'll find him over at YouTube, where he makes gaming, commentary, reaction, and
that's what he just looks at the camera and says that. Why?
As well, Mogul Moves. He's done a lot of things. Mogul Money. Hey, everyone, welcome to Ludwig. It is. Oh.
We're back.
What's he? Oh my god, fucking hell. What? I just saw the nicest ass in the world. Everyone, Ludwig! Welcome, man, welcome. Ludwig.
Hey, cheers, VB long neck for the boys.
Literally not a long
but
neck.
I've never had one before.
Cheers. This is fucking disgusting. Cheers.
That's delicious.
Yep, smells like my dad. How does that compare to American beer?
It's more bitter. Put some skin on your teeth though, you know?
We say put some hair on your chest.
Well, I have no hair on my chest.
Really? Show me now. Do you shave it?
No.
Really?
I grew one hair.
What about the snail trail at the bottom there? You only grow hair there? That's bullshit. Is that where you had your appendix out?
Yeah. I have a scar here too.
How do you know about that?
I know about that. But I also had my appendix out, so I was like, man, I feel.
You had appendicitis?
Yeah.
It sucks, huh?
Mine out. Yep.
We're like the Marines. We're brave,
Yes.
Chad.
I had cancer.
Who asked?
He had brain cancer.
Who asked? We had appendicitis, so.
Chad, where's your scar? Let me see your scar.
It's on the back of my
He
head.
actually does have.
Do you?
He actually has a.
This must have been a long time ago if your hair is this long, right? That's a good scar. I don't like looking at it.
It looks like a when I was really young because I hadn't grown into the skin that they put on my head. So.
You had baby brain cancer?
Yeah.
That's the saddest type.
Chad, did you say it looked like?
It looked like because the skin was folded
Did
over.
you ever take a photo of the back of your head then to it?
I think they had phones when I was like young. All right, I explained you pretty well, but how would you explain yourself, Mr. Ludwig?
No, you explain me like shit. I don't even think you know what I do.
You Twitch streamer, okay?
Literally not. You're already off.
Okay, used to be Twitch streamer.
There you go.
Let's go through the things that you said. Californian man. Is that true?
Born in California.
No, wrong.
Why was that on the script? Who wrote the script? Darcy.
I live in California. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're
I was
California,
born in New
man.
Hampshire. I lived
Whatever.
in New Hampshire
Okay.
for 18.
Why'd you move to California?
Because I got a job interview.
Okay. And what was the job interview for?
I worked at a wine and spirits magazine.
What was your job like entitled?
Literally uploading stories they wrote in the magazine to the internet, but I got fired.
What, for drinking?
Why is that your first thought?
Well, it's a wine magazine, right? Surely
No.
they give you out samples or something.
Yeah, but that's all right. There's no problem with drinking on the job. The problem was that there was one story and you had to put like a caption underneath a picture.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 people. And it was like a woman, a man, and a man. And I wrote like John left. And it was accident. It was like Betty, and I put John, and I just fucked up the names. But she called in, that rat. She was like,
"Why is my name a man's name?"
And she was like a big enough donor because magazines make no money that they fired me the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you're in California.
Yeah.
You've been fired. You
Right.
don't have a job.
Uh-huh.
Then what?
I got another job.
Well, as a who?
I've heard you've been fired from a lot of jobs.
It's exaggerated.
Okay.
I was fired from Apple. I did tech support, and I got fired. I worked 2.5 years because I showed up late too much.
Okay. At
But
least
I
that's
had a
not
good
for-
reason. I had a good reason.
Okay.
I worked from home, so kind of weird to show up late. But my reason was my girlfriend cheated on me. We broke up, and I was sad. And every time I would enter a call, I would be, dude, I would be so mad. I'd be mad at like poor 70-year-old boomers who want to reset their phone. And so I couldn't show up to work. And when I would get on the call, sometimes I'd just throw off my headset and then just go sit on the couch and watch
That
July
seems
and
like a
April.
valid reason to fire you. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I was a terrible employee. at the
Okay,
end.
great.
That's why they
Yeah.
fired me. I was working Best Buy at the same time because
Yep.
there were 2 part-time jobs. Left that, didn't get fired. Great Best Buy
Yeah,
employee.
good.
Yo.
One of the
Good,
best.
yeah.
Then I went to work at Snapchat, got
Yo.
fired.
You did content moderation.
I
right?
hope it wasn't a fluke, but I just dropped 50 elims because they brought Torb back, and I'm really happy. But I think he's still a little broken.
Approve it or not approve
love
it.
Torb.
I got fired because
Oh, Torb's
really
the
just cut
best.
80%
He's
of all the
big,
stuff
but
out
like,
of the top
That's
20.
my DPS name
I
usually.
literally have no idea how I dropped 50 elims though. So I don't know.
Turret gets hella elims. That's why turret like picks like gets
Well,
20
my turret
damage
only
or
got
something.
13 elims, but like it's the gun that primary fire does half or more of support's HP if you hit the head.
Or
Yeah,
like
it's just hard.
literal
It's just hard to
surgery
hit.
that people upload to promote their surgery
But yeah,
business.
It helps you have 18 of them to shoot.
all the time. It's like a mini game.
I think they need to lower the amount of ammo he gets. That's about it, or the damage it does.
People consider him to be pretty bad actually. Oh, he's done. Good job.
That's a YouTube bot page restricting our videos.
Well, the next job I worked at a vape company. That was the last real job I had. I worked there for like 6 months, and then I got fired.
Did you say doing marketing?
I
I
have
did
Bridget and
marketing.
Macrilo.
I would try to get kids to vape. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm
Nice.
It was easy. You know, I just show up to like the elementary schools. I say get started young.
Are you actually? That serious?
No, of course not.
I'm gonna get Bridget. Hold on. Got Bridget.
America, we be
Cassidy low. Cassidy low. There you go.
Got him.
Yeah,
I feel like mates are getting handed out of school.
That's how Juul
That's tragic.
Go to college campuses, they would find smokers and they'd say here, and they'd give them free Juul.
Hog low. Hog low. You're probably gonna use his heal here. Careful, guys. You're getting ran up by everyone. Hogs killed. Everyone killed themselves.
Like college kids vaping and juuling, and then they got really big, and then they deleted.
Okay, they're just trying to knock us off the ledge because they know they can't outshoot us. So just like stay away from the ledge.
I quit it all.
Hey, congratulations.
Kind of.
You on your way?
Yes. No,
What?
I mean, like,
You gave me the fist bump.
when I'm fucked up.
I'm retracting my fist bump. Put your fist in mine. I'm retracting it. Fucked up.
Chad got us addicted on Chinese fucking vapes.
Really?
I can fully explain.
Please.
It's illegal here.
All of vaping is?
It's illegal. It's
You
meant
can't
to
get a
it's,
Juul.
You can. It's meant to be illegal. It's actually meant to be illegal. You can't display it, but it's under the counter. But they're like 20, 30 bucks for a vape. It's pretty expensive.
Right, yeah.
And I would go to 2 a day. It's fucked up. So I went on Alibaba. I found a vape supplier in China. I ordered them in bulk. So I ordered like 500 vapes at a time.
They're basically the same exact.
He stuck me.
They are. You remember puff bars? You remember,
Unlucky.
yeah, they were puff bars.
I knew I was dead like almost immediately. Well, as soon as you get stuck by a Cassidy right now, you're dead.
I can just use my ability to dismiss and
yeah, fair.
I'm invulnerable to it, which is why I like playing Moira.
Oh yeah, Moira is great. I love Moira. If I play support, that's definitely the new hero is actually pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy her, but she's a lot harder.
It's
and
the skill gap is
unless she's very good.
ridiculous
Yeah.
compared to playing
She's
Moira.
great, but you have to do really well.
Oh, it's like playing a Genji and a healer at the same time. So it's like, eh.
Alright, you know what? I did have a genius idea. My idea was I would watch FaZe Banks.
Oh shit.
You took it for the team.
And Alyssa Violet, and I noticed they were vaping.
Oh, sorry. He is bold.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I noticed
Good
they were
round.
vaping, and I was like, oh, genius idea. What we do is we create a monthly plan where every month we send you the vape, but it reduces in nicotine every month. So you go from like 50 or 5% to like.
But we'll get it done.
Yeah, that's 3.5%. You go from 5% down to 0 over the course of the year to try to get them off.
That's going to a tobacco company going, we should sell lettuce.
There's a market.
You can't sell lettuce here anymore. It's fucking a commodity here. Did you know that? What? The lettuce shortage?
Is it because you have so much E. coli in your normal lettuce?
If you buy lettuce from any fast food place now, it's cut with cabbage. It's like a
it's
like a drug.
Like heroin?
Yes, it's cut with cabbage. It's not a joke. We had floods here, so now we got low cabbage.
I mean, hey, better than what's happening in LA.
What's happening in LA?
A drought.
I thought you were talking about school shit. I have one problem with that thing that makes people quit. Yeah. What happens if you sign someone to quit and they finally quit and then there's a photo of them vaping again?
Like if FaZe Banks dropped a photo after?
Yeah.
It'd be a bit of a scandal.
Yeah. I mean, that happens with any industry though. Because people do that with other stuff. Like Jared, you know, losing weight, Subway losing weight. Obviously, that was a big fuck.
And that's why we didn't do the Banks deal, because we were worried about the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Have you watched the podcast before?
Yeah. Me and my girlfriend watch a lot. She always hates it when you guys start throwing up, though.
Oh, that's going to be happening. That's going to be you. Yeah.
No.
Tonight,
I told you my 8-beer limit.
Yes! Okay. We have a new game. Scott, can you please explain it into the mic, because I don't actually know what it is. Yeah, I didn't read the chat. Very easy. I didn't read the group chat. Right, so you're going to be beer drinking competition. Basically, we want to bring this back each time. You're the first. Chad is very, very good. No, I'm out of practice. He's being modest.
I know he's being modest because I saw him drinking what I thought was a cup of water earlier, and it was vodka.
More low.
And he was like,
one on Moira.
I drank in 3 days.
She's just missed out.
I'm out of touch.
I'm getting Moira. There we go.
Have you ever slammed a beer?
I've slammed a couple beers.
Are you good at drinking them fast?
I think I'm alright.
I personally think Cad will remain on the top of this list.
There we go, bitch.
You poured like Hillary Clinton. Show it to the camera. Show you did, Hillary. You also got her haircut.
This glass must now be the drinking mug for every guest.
I got Anna.
This exact glass. By the way, we're selling these, not this particular left-handed version.
This will come out in like 3 months, right? Prezzo, hey, in August. Can't wait for this to come out in September.
He was keen to edit the Ludwig episode.
He's keen? He's gay as.
Yeah. He's gay. Please, do not be afraid to look into the camera and ask Prezzo to edit anything you want.
Okay, can you edit Doja Cat's lips?
Okay.
Then come down?
Okay. No.
Are you guys worried about getting demonetized?
What the fuck are you talking about? You have that in your videos? He's probably got some fucking secret. Be honest. Do you have something he's gonna be like, make sure it's green or you're fired?
No, of course not.
He's lying!
No, I got fucking Susan's phone number, man. It's different for me.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Show me right now your last text.
Well, I don't. It's to her, man. It's like, hey, when are you guys coming?
Hey, when you up? Can you ask Susan if she's up?
It's 1 a.m. That'd be sexual at best.
Can you say, are you up? Say, you up, babe? What you wearing?
I want you to know this would be my 3rd beer on my 8-beer limit.
Shut up. The timer starts once you lift it up, and it ends when you put it down. He's gonna do a slam, so you can count. You can go beep as soon as it goes boom, and then as soon as the second hit goes down after he's finished is when it stops. Obviously. That's allowed. I'll allow it.
Reaper low. He's teleporting. His ass.
That's pretty good. That's much better than that. Or actually, beat it. I'm at 5 seconds. That's good.
Is there dead ass room for 59 minutes?
We've had some people on this podcast. It worked.
Whoa!
Never gives up.
That was quick.
That was very quick.
You know you're gonna lose the day that someone comes in there who can do that thing where they open their throat. You know what people just
Yeah. You know what?
Close. You were actually really close. I think you'll remain pretty hard.
Oh wow, that was crazy.
I think that's gonna be hard to do. Oh, you know what we need, gentlemen? Some shots.
Max.
That one came in our PO box. It could have cyanide in it, so I'm down.
Can we get an edit of me eating
Marisa isn't
and
here.
then I disappear when I go? We'll see what the goat can do.
Only shots
yep.
now.
I'll get my ult one more time, I think. I'm at 75.
Cheers.
To Carl Jacobs in Rome.
To the nights we'll never remember.
Why is that so sweet? It's full of sugar. What the fuck is that? Is that even alcohol?
Do you go to events at all?
I used to a lot more. We haven't been able to because of COVID. Yeah, like we've been. There's been no events here for over 2 years. We're gonna do packs.
It feels like you were a recluse before COVID.
Yeah, more so than
Like an all.
The only exposure that I get
Got one.
Max Mo
Power Max
is
dead.
old ones.
There we go,
And then
dead.
when December comes, you'll do 18 Pokemon videos and
Nice.
disappear.
Good game. Question mark.
Started streaming.
Fuck my
GG.
life story.
Alright, get your fucking out.
I'll show you my balls.
Okay, sweet. Can we put that on Patreon?
Oh my god, they're bigger than mine.
Those are some plump nuts.
This is some big nuts.
Can we put that on Patreon?
Yeah. You know what's insulting is Cutie says my nuts aren't that big.
They're huge.
I know.
Alright, where's the sub fucking like, man? No. You get. Why you got the streaming? That or we have to do another shot.
I'll give you the skinny. I got
Bro,
fired
really
from a
hit the
bunch of
spray.
fucking jobs. I had 8K in the bank account
Crazy.
at the end, and I was like, I wanted 10K, but I was like, 8K is good enough. I started streaming full time, had about like 100 viewers, and it picked up, and I got to about like, I want to say 1,000. I did a show called Twitch Jeopardy, which was the original Mogul Money before I renamed it, and then that got like a shit ton of views on YouTube. I got to like 5,000, and then it went up to like 10,000. Then I did PogChamps, the chess tournament.
Yes.
It's like basically a bunch of shitty chess players all learning chess in the span of like 6 weeks and then versing each other.
Are the Botas twins part of it?
They are like kind of coaches or commentators
Yeah,
for
okay,
it.
yeah.
I did that, and then that blew up, and then I got to like 15K. Then I did Among Us, and I got to 20K. I sat at 20K. Subathon hit.
I watched a lot of that, by the way. Big fan.
Did you?
Yeah. You wanted to be there for when those last second ticked over. Like you wanted it, like, you know, the people
Yeah.
I was there because I didn't realize. I think one of the big things that was grabbing about it was there was always like 5 minutes left. So you tune in and be like, surely no one's gonna gift any subs. That 5 minutes would last hours.
Can I keep it a stack? Boring as fuck.
You were sleeping half of it.
Yeah,
though,
the
right?
content was mid during that.
How much money did you make from that? Have you disclosed that?
So it was 1.3 mil total.
Yep.
Like 40% go to
How to do a
taxes. I've been saying. I think 200K went to my mods.
Yep.
That's crazy that you paid your mods that much.
I still pay them.
That's like unprecedented.
I give them all my donos right now. It's funny too because other creators be like, "How much you pay your mods?" And I tell them, they're like, "Ah, fuck that." I think 300 something K to charity.
Yep.
And then I pocketed like 300K.
Yeah.
300, 400K, something like that.
I honestly, when I saw you sleeping on stream, I was like,
Something like
he
that.
fucking-
No big deal.
Fucking c***ed himself.
I c***ed myself once.
What? What?
I c***ed myself.
You wet dreamed.
I wet dreamed, yeah. I'm a decently frequent wet dreamer.
I would have thought the reason it happened was because you were on camera so much, so you're never ejaculating.
Yeah.
Because you're on camera. Would you be able to point out, like, oh, that's where I woke up and I fucking in my pants?
You could tell.
Okay.
I'd have to look through, but if you gave
That's
me all 31
funny.
days and it was me getting up, it's the day where I put my blanket over myself and
Yeah,
I hobble like this out the room. It's the only day I did that. And you'd be like, that's in his pants.